What up? It's your boy T-Bear on Reaction. Hot takes, get your hot takes. It's time for another Pllana's hot take. I know one of y'all want me to react to another dude that do hot takes as well too, but Pllana, hot takes, RBD hot takes as well too. And I'm not too far here, and if you already know the hot takes one is the main question. The main one is this, and I'm a little getting sick and tired of hearing this, man. Like, this is getting ridiculous. That folks keep just constantly downplaying Cody as a champion. It's just ridiculous at this point, yo. Like, for real. He's doing his best. He's doing great as what he did. He's doing with the booking he's given. So give him that, though, for real. Jesus Christ, yo. Then you got this other one, like, the usual assholes that did in the group trying what was a meme made about how Cody is not main eventing to the pay-per-view, but the pay-per-view was based on another champion whose hometown was well too, and they said twice in a row where as this is based on another person whose hometown is well too. So there's that. One reason Roman headlined that one because the hometown wrestler was going for his championship, but whatever at this point, man. So that being said, I'm literally over this stuff. Let me see what some people say in the comment about this one right here in particular, because this is ridiculous. Yes, this video about to be longer than it usually is, 8 minutes long, because you know how I feel about I am with hot takes. So let's see. As long as we held the championship, he would never be the worst. People who are calling Cody bad Reigns are the same people who was begging for him. And I'm gonna say this one more time though, and this keep saying. And the other thing is, they keep saying it's the ones who begged for folks who had the. Let me pause this because I'm gonna respond to that one again. I'm back. I had to respond to one count, but and it's the constant always the same old. Oh, the folks was begging for the championship. Now they got it. They don't like it. It ain't the Cody fans. It ain't us. It's the haters that's pushing the narrative. The haters, the Bloodline fan, the ones that still butthurt that we didn't get Rock versus Roman, the Cody haters in general, all that. It's dumb. But let's see what Pllana's response to it as well too. And as opposed to like, how would you rate it? I honestly rated like a 9 because I mean it could be better. It could be. It's room for improvement, but for what he's giving, he's doing a great job. I mean, could it be better? Of course. I mean, but it's not his fault. It's the booking fault. But let's keep going.
Welcome back to their hot takes, and the first hot take says that Cody needs to drop the title. He's boring when he's not chasing after it. And the second hot take also goes along with that, saying that the undisputed title has become the secondary title after Cody won it, and a lot of people are not happy with Cody and his championship run. And I remember when he first won the belt, I actually made a hot takes video about this, saying that we got to give it some time, and now it's been 5, almost 6 months, and I've got to say that Cody's run has been kind of lackluster. I need to admit it. I don't think it's the worst reign ever, but I don't think it's as great as I expected it to be. And I don't blame Cody at all about this. I actually blame Triple H and his booking. I feel like the storylines have not been that entertaining. And then on top of that too, he had to get inserted in that feud with Solo Sikoa, which also wasn't too great. And that was all for the bloodline purposes for when Roman did return. So I think that Triple H needs to book more interesting stories for Cody Rhodes, because his reign right now isn't looking so great. But there's also other things that you need to consider, one of them being that he beat Roman, who had one of the best title reigns ever, yes, which was pure cinema. On top of that too, Cody is a babyface, and we all know the deal with babyfaces. Sometimes they aren't too entertaining just because they always got to be the good guy, and heels are more enjoyable. So anyways, I would say that
not everybody agree with that, but still, so I wish that narrative would go down, would end as well too. And if that's the case, booking, storyline, whoever writes the fucking story need to do better with it as well too. Make if they feel that way as well too, right? Stop being lazy, saying it's harder to create a compelling babyface and a compelling heel. Stop being fucking lazy.
Kind of agree with these hot takes, and I do think that Triple H needs to book Cody better, because right now Cody can definitely have a better storyline if the booking is better. Anyways, the next hot take says that KO should dethrone Cody at the next pay-per-view, and I don't think that should happen at all. I think Cody should still be the champion. Like I said, he just needs better storylines. Hopefully this feud does continue and it becomes a little bit better, because right now it's a face versus face, and that's just not working for me. I think Cody's got to have the belt for at least until WrestleMania, or maybe even the WrestleMania after that with a heel turn. Anyways, the next hot take says that Kevin Owens needs to turn heel, and I definitely agree. I think Kevin Owens right now is obviously teasing a heel turn, and when he does turn heel, I think his feud with Cody Rhodes will be so great. I cannot wait. I think Kevin Owens thrives as a heel. I think he's been a babyface for far too long, so let's pull the trigger, let's turn Kevin Owens heel, and let's get a great story with him and Cody Rhodes. Speaking of Cody Rhodes, the next hot take says that Cody versus Rock will happen at Saudi Arabia pay-per-view in February instead of WrestleMania, and The Rock versus Roman Reigns will be...
Here's the thing. I'll say it before and I'll say it again. I'm okay with that happening, so folks can get their Rock and Roman, so they can stop being the crybabies they call the Cody fans for wanting Cody versus Roman. So let that happen, so they get Rock versus Roman, so they can stop, so they can shut the fuck up with the butt hurting, because they part of the narrative of pushing the saying Cody Rhodes tirade sucking and everything, and you wanted to y'all pay for this now, y'all don't like it. No. It's y'all fuckers who think it's like that. It's not the question. It's not the issue right there, right? Cody Rhodes been fine. All right, just the book could be better. That's it. Nothing more. All right.
Be intriguing at WrestleMania, more intriguing than Cody versus The Rock. And I gotta say this, I think that we should see The Rock versus Roman at WrestleMania 41. I don't want to wait until WrestleMania 42. I understand that WWE wants to book The Rock versus Cody, but I'd rather see that match take place on the first episode of Raw on Netflix, because I think that will be a huge pay-per-view. And just imagine if Roman screws The Rock or something like that on that episode, which leads to a WrestleMania match. I think that's how I would book it. And on top of that too, we get Cody versus Randy at WrestleMania. TSG thinks that Rhea will be the WWE champion one day. Yes, the men's WWE World Championship. So I'm sorry, Cody, I think you're gonna lose your belt to Rhea Bloody Ripley. No, in all seriousness though, she should not be the WWE champion. That would just be crazy, and I do not want to see it unless she beats Dominic Mysterio. Then that would be funny. Icy says that Gunther does not need another long ass title reign. It's gonna get repetitive.
Facts. I said that before, right? No more long titles, man. No more long titles. I get it. I do want Cody to go to WrestleMania only cause it's the best. That's the least they can do for the title run that came before them, that put them in back of the wall. Was part of the reason why they feel like the title that Cody was not as great, because of the title. Because it was going to be hard for anybody to follow up on the title run that Roman had, unfortunately. So they kind of put themselves in that position as well too. But at the same time, no more super long title runs. Super long. I say stupid. I say super long title runs, especially with Gunther, man. No, please, no more.
Have someone beat him early. I personally think he should have a long reign, and when I say long, I think dropping it at WrestleMania seems like a good idea, because he's so great in that ring. He puts on a great match with everybody. Just look at the match with Randy. Everybody loved it, so I think he should be champion for a long period of time, as long as they can have him champ. The Dead Dream says that the final boss was the best version of The Rock since he returned in 2011, and I want to go even further and say that it's been the best version of The Rock that we've ever seen in the history of his WWE career. I think the final boss version of The Rock was just absolutely insane. He was dropping F-bombs. He was doing whatever he wanted. That was the best version of The Rock, and I can't wait till he does come back. The next hot take says that Triple H needs to find a good balance between long stories and short stories. Not all stories need to be long, and some instant payoffs are nice. And all I can say is that I definitely agree. I think Triple H does this a little too much. I do want to see short payoffs. We got to see it happen. Hopefully it does. The next hot take says that WWE has too many baby faces right now. It's unbalanced.
I don't have a problem with that at all, because only reason I say I have a problem is because at one point we had damn near majority of the championship champions were heels. So I'm okay with this little unbalance with the baby faces right now, because one time we had unbalance with the heels, including damn near every championship champions were heels, except for one was Bianca Belair for a while. So yeah, I'm okay with unbalance right now, because we ain't dealt with unbalance the other way around. It's good to have the unbalance in the right side this time.
need more heels, and this is honestly a problem with Cody's title reign. I feel he doesn't have too many great heels on SmackDown.
That's the reason I agree with that, because of what's come with Cody's opponents right now. Like I say, the draft messed a lot of things up. Yeah.
Definitely a problem. Who would have thought? Because it's so funny, when Vince was booking WWE, we had too many good heels and not enough baby faces, and now it's the opposite problem. So hopefully we do get more established heels on the main roster. Tab says that Triple H fumbled Jey Uso, and it looks like he'll never be a world champion, let alone a mid-card champion. And I don't really...
I wouldn't say give up on Jey on either one, but there's a chance he could get that. He could be a mid-card, because I can see him if it happen. I don't think it'll happen too soon, but I can see him throwing in Braun Breaker. I would like that to be honest, but I don't think they're gonna do it too soon. Okay, feel like you got something going with Braun, but at the same time, I would love to see him to throw in Braun Breaker, and also like see down the line him get a world championship, but we'll see.
Blame Triple H. I gotta blame the whole bloodline stuff, because if Jey Uso was like the world champion or the IC champion, it would be weird for him to just, drop everything with those storylines and just enter this bloodline story with Solo Sikoa and Roman Reigns. So I think that's the problem with this. I hope that once this bloodline story is over, once Jey Uso's done helping his cousin, I hope he can return to being a big babyface and winning a singles title. Lil Ski says that John Cena should not be in the world title talks or the world title picture. I completely disagree. John Cena should win the World Heavyweight Championship or the WWE title sometime in 2025, maybe even at WrestleMania. Who knows? Maybe John Cena will be the one who dethrones Gunther. Reactive FN says that Bronson Reed is world championship material. He should be champ in the next year and a half. I don't know about the next year and a half, maybe 2 or 3 years. I can see Bronson Reed winning a world championship. I think he's a great talent in that ring. This hot take would disagree, saying that Bronson Reed is literally just Otis, but he does tsunamis. First off, I love Otis. I think he's a great talent. He's a great person to have on the roster, and he's very entertaining. So I don't even see this as a bad thing, but I do think Bronson Reed is a tiny bit better than Otis, just because he feels more like a serious threat on the main roster with his character. Speaking of Otis, this says that they jumped the gun with Gable and Otis, and I kind of agree. I think the turn could have happened at SummerSlam, and I do think they could have extended the match to happen maybe at Survivor Series or WrestleMania. I think that Chad Gable and Otis had a lot of potential, but unfortunately they fumbled with that storyline. This hot take says that I low-key missed brand-specific pay-per-views, and I do agree with this. I used to love that when I was younger, or even in 2016, but I do understand wanting to make the most money, and if you want to make the most money, you gotta have the biggest matches possible, whether that's Raw and SmackDown on the card, so I get it. Spencer says that Bianca Belair is the best in-ring worker of the decade, male or female. I would say that she's been great, but she's not the best. You got Roman Reigns, you got Cody Rhodes, you got Seth Rollins. So honestly, I don't think she's the best. Is she in the top 10? Probably, but not number 1. Shireen says that LA Knight won his first and last title in WWE. I don't think we got to be negative and say this. LA Knight is definitely going to be a world champion. I'm hoping that does happen. Meme Central says that Mark Henry during his Hall of Fame run was scarier than any version of The Undertaker and potentially any other wrestler in the history that I can think of. I think it's the authenticity. We know nobody can summon thunder, but the things Mark Henry did were insane and terrifying, while at the same time being realistic and actually possible. Nothing supernatural. He just genuinely seemed like a dangerous, terrifying man. This is a random but actually very interesting hot take. I do think that the Mark Henry Hall of Fame run was very scary, because if you saw him in real life, you get your ass beat. But I don't think he's scarier than Kane or The Undertaker. Those guys really terrified me to the point where I had nightmares of them when I was younger. So I'm sorry, I gotta still give it to The Undertaker and Kane. Zach says that Daniel Bryan will come back to WWE for one last time, and as much as I want to see that happen, I don't think it's the case. He's literally the AEW World Champion, and he probably is going to retire there and then work behind the scenes when he does give it up in the ring. Isaac says that The Fiend was not that great, and this is where I gotta disagree. I absolutely love The Fiend. I think that there's so much more he could have done. There's so much more he could have accomplished, and there's so many stories he could have told. Unfortunately, Vince McMahon kind of ruined The Fiend, but if we look back at The Fiend, I think The Fiend was great and honestly underrated. And the last hot take says that Dominic Mysterio is better than Eddie Guerrero, and this is when I know we gotta end the video, because there's no chance that Dominic Mysterio is better.
I want to hear no more of it. Just end it right there. That'd be another of the worst takes ever. Well, too though. Either way, I'm a little tired of the folks with the Cody hating, man. For real, it's ridiculous. I mean, I get you can do it if he's a heel, but at the same time, here's the thing about this though. I bet you the same ones that's downplaying him, hating on him like crazy, especially one in the damn group I'm in, Jobber group and all the other wrestling group. I bet you, if he would turn heel and anything, they'd be all in his nutsack like crazy. I bet you. Just like they did with Roman, they're gonna be the same with him, man. I bet you. Same ones that be shitting on Cody left and right. It's gonna be all on his nutsack when he turn heel. If he happen to turn heel, hopefully I hope he doesn't, but eventually he might, and folks gonna be on his nutsack like crazy. It's gonna be ridiculous. Other than that, though, what's your thought on these hot takes? If you like my reaction and my thoughts, my rants and thoughts on these hot takes, like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's your boy T Bear signing off. One love.